Welcome to the June 20th AMA for Tectum. My name is Mark Ross. I am the sales director. And I've got a few updates to kind of give you. Then we're just going to open it up for Ask Me Anything. That's why we call it the AMA. Ask Mark Anything. So I'm going to open it up here in a second. But before I do, I want to do a quick, well, we'll do a screen share in a second. Okay, so here's the thing. The Softnote bot is in action. It is not fully functional, but it's in action. So we've taken it to a certain place, and then we can only go so far. Our tech team is still working on it. It's close, but at least now it's to a place where you can start playing with it. The only thing you can do right now is you can send soft notes and receive soft notes. You cannot mint soft notes yet, but it's happening. It's going to happen. I say somewhere in the 2 to 4 week range is where we are as far as actually minting soft notes. But we're going to be getting out free soft notes to people to test, to play with, to start getting familiar with. I got to tell you folks, I really believe that the Tectum project is going to be the first project I know since 2017 that I know of from my experience in crypto that's actually going to have their flagship product working and fully functional before we hit the exchange, which hasn't happened in crypto that I'm aware of. Almost every single project, even in the top 20, are all still in development. They haven't fully created the product that they're bringing to the marketplace yet. And however, all these people have invested, millions, and in some cases, billions into these cryptocurrency tokens, these projects. I don't like to call them currencies because they're not. I mean, it's not like you're going to go spend a Cardano somewhere, right? You're not going to do that. So the reality is, unless you want to put it on a soft note, now that's a whole nother thing. Maybe Cardano comes to us and says, we want to do soft notes. That makes sense. Then it makes sense. None of that crypto really makes sense as a currency unless you have a soft note. Not as far as crossing the retail boundary and being practical. This is all slowly but surely becoming a reality though. And this is what's so exciting about it. So what I want to do here is I want to do a quick screen share and show you guys an example of what the Softnote bot looks like, how it functions. And you're going to see this right here. It's just simply looks like a thread in Telegram. And let me get that link as well real quick. We'll get the link for you. Let me get the link so that you guys can see it. You guys can, I'm going to put it in the chat real quick. We'll stop the share for a second. Okay, so let's put it in the chat. This is the link to the Softnote bot in your Telegram. So have your Telegram open and click on that link. That's going to take you to the Softnote bot, the beta version, so that you can start getting familiar with it. And I need a volunteer. Who wants to volunteer for me to send you a Softnote? First person to say me. Who wants it? That you got to have your, okay, John Smith. Now, you got to have your Telegram open, and you're going to need to send me your Telegram ID. Now, keep in mind, this is not your Telegram username. This is your ID number. Okay, now I didn't even know what mine was or even how to find it until I learned about the Softnote bot. So I'm going to show you how to find your Telegram ID. I'm going to need that in order to send you a Softnote. And that's what's kind of neat about it. But what's these programmers of ours, the geniuses that they are, they put a little feature in there so that you could easily find your Telegram ID. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go back to sharing the screen, and we are going to send you a Softnote. So what I want you to do, if you could, unmute as well, John, please, because I can't actually see the chat while I'm doing a screen share. I'm sure there's a way I can, but I just don't know how to do it. But I want you to just tell me your ID when I show you how to do it. Okay. So let's go ahead and bring up the Softnote bot. Now, again, the link is in the chat. So if you click on that link, it's going to take you to this thread. Okay. And we're going to start over. Now, anytime you want to start over in the Softnote bot, this is the Softnote bot, as simple as it looks. So all I got to do is I got to push /start. I type that in, And what it's going to do is it's going to start me all over. You see these little things here, like these buttons. Okay, you can look at your balance, your history. That's the things that it's for, your Tectum Wallet, settings, all that stuff. What I'm going to do right now is I'm simply going to send a Softnote bill to John Smith. So John Smith, please unmute yourself. I'm going to click on Actions. And we're going to have tutorials for you guys, but this will at least be here. This is recorded, so you can go back to this. But I'm going to click on Actions. Then I'm going to click on Transport, because I'm going to transport a Softnote to someone else. Then I'm going to click on Handover. That's the next command. Takes me to that. Then I'm going to choose the BTC for BTC Softnote. Instead of USDT, it could be USDT right now, or it could be BTC. Right now, we're going to send a BTC Softnote, Bitcoin. And then we're going to enter the Softnote bill serial number. Now, how do we get to that? Well, earlier today, Michael had sent me a Softnote bill. Okay, so whenever I go to that, we're going to look at, this is the serial number. Now, the serial number, if I enlarge this, you can always see begins with 00001. So I'm going to copy and paste what's after that. And I'm going to type 00001 because that's the code for Bitcoin. So I'm going to take this number right here, copy it, go back to my Softnote bot, and I'm going to put 00001, sorry, 00001, paste it in here because it's asking me for the serial number. So I'm going to do that, send the serial number, just like that. And then what I'm going to do, oh, actually, I did that wrong. Let me start over. Okay, I already screwed this up, guys. Of course, no surprise. So let's start over. This is how you start over. Oops, screwed up. Start over. Here we go. Start. Starts me right back over. What I had forgotten to do was to put in the actual ID number, or well, hold on a second. I'm still learning this, folks. Bear with me. Okay, enter the bill serial number and then the passcode. That's what I forgot. So I needed to put the PIN code in, which I didn't do. So let me go back. Go back to get that PIN code. The PIN code is all 484848. That's what he'd given me. Okay, so we'll do this again. Let's go back to the Softnote bot. Paste in the ID, put a zeros, whoops. Fumbling all over the place tonight, of course. 00001 in front of that. Then we put a slash with the passcode, the PIN code, right? So I put /, and then the PIN code is 484848. Now we're good. Of course, I'm not supposed to do that yet, so cut that out. We'll save it for later. So we go to Actions, Transport, Handover, Bitcoin. Then we put it in. Here we go. Paste, send it. Now it says put in the Telegram ID. Now, if you don't know your ID, what you're going to type in there, John Smith, are you unmuted? Can you hear me? Is John Smith there? Don't hear John Smith.
He said he was shy, but it's okay. He typed and he can't find it. Did you send him the soft bot link to go to?
Okay, you can do this for him, Dave. So here's what he's going to do. Yeah, I sent the Softnote bot link in the chat, which he should be clicked on. So here's what he needs to do.
John, once you click on that link, you need to type in my space ID.
Just like that.
And yeah, it is case sensitive, so all lowercase.
All lowercase, my space ID. And then when you click enter, it's gonna send you back your ID. I don't want to do that now because I'm already in the command.
He said he got it. He said he got it.
So tell him to send it to us.
He heard that, I'm sure. There it is. You see it, Mark?
I don't.
540. Oh, just went away. Hold on, let me go back.
Yeah, so it's 540.
540.
953 0329.
There it is. Okay, I'm going to repeat it. 540-953-0329. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, now folks, you want to make sure you don't put in the wrong ID, because if you do, you could be sending off a Softnote to someone else that you don't know. So here we go. Completed successfully. So
Very
ask,
good.
let's find out. John, did you get your soft note?
He did.
Yes.
Success.
All right, there you go. So
Yeah,
that's
perfect.
it. Now, whenever you guys, whenever you can, go to the Softnote bot with the link I sent you, and you can start getting Softnote samples from us. Like these are real Softnotes though. These are real. They have real Bitcoin on them. They've been given liquidity. These are real. They're probably only worth about 40 cents, but still, it's real Softnotes. And the whole purpose of it is just to get you guys familiar with it. Because before we can start minting, this is like baby steps, right? Remember, you guys are on the ground floor of a revolution, the Softnote revolution. And this is what happens when we do something brand new. We're the pioneers, right? And so this is like the beginning stages. Someday people will look back years from now and think, wow, this was the beginning stages. We'll have this AMA recorded in the archives probably for years. And they'll come back to this, you know, this AMA Zoom recording, and they'll look, wow, this is like when they were first starting out. Because what you see in front of you is probably nothing compared to what you'll see in the future. You know, we'll be coming out with mobile apps and probably even desktop apps. I mean, this thing will just evolve and evolve into a giant, right? But this is the first phase, and this makes it so that everyone can use it for free. You just jump on the link, and once we're able to start minting soft notes, man, that's when things are just gonna really break through, and we'll have our product in hand before
Mark, we'll
we
have to
even hit
NFT this call.
What's that?
We'll have to NFT the call.
Yeah,
The Zoom call.
exactly. We'll turn it into an NFT movie.
Exactly.
And it'll be worth a fortune probably. So in any case, that's how you use the bot. I do want to go ahead and just open it up for questions, because I'm sure you guys have some questions. So let me stop sharing. And I don't see, let me see here. John Smith says, I'm already rich. I have the first soft. Oh, he does. He actually has the first soft note ever sent
Wow.
live. That's pretty awesome, dude. You
There
better
you
keep
go.
track of that, man. Keep track of it. So
It's not the first one
now I'm
sent,
envious. Now,
but
see, Dave, I was gonna send it to you, but you said no, get a volunteer. Now Dave's already kicking himself because I didn't send it to him. All right, man. I love it.
funny.
I love it. So okay, so let's go ahead and open up. Please unmute yourself or send a question to the chat, and I'll be happy to answer your questions.
Do you see the questions, Mark?
Kevin says, I see the Softnote bot on the upper right, but I don't see how to add the Softnote bot to my Telegram channel list on the left side. Okay, see if I can share my screen again and kind of go there with you. So he said he sees it. He sees the link. So did you click the link? Because if you click the link, it should automatically add the thread and you should be in there. Now, what I did was I also pinned it into my top 5 list. So I just watch my cursor here. I right clicked it. I clicked, this says unpin right now, but I clicked pin because I wanted to keep it in my top 5 so that I always have access to it. Is that what you mean? Does that help you at all? Yes, I clicked on the link. Okay. Excellent. Who else has a question? Anybody want to come out and talk or type your question? Exciting stuff, guys. I'm telling you. Probably makes us all feel like boring nerds right now when we're going into this Softnote bot. But man, when we can start minting, things are going to change. The crypto world will change forever as soon as we start minting Softnotes. And that could happen within weeks. We are weeks away, guys. Having a fully functional, revolutionary crypto product that the industry has never seen, that is going to change the game in crypto, guys. Nothing will ever be the same again from that day forward. And our product will be ready before we even hit the exchange. It's going to be incredible. It's really going to make, when we hit the exchange, go crazy. I think people are going to start using soft notes, and they'll be in circulation, and big things will happen. People will start bringing retailers to the table, and you know, crypto enthusiasts, because that's what this market is, that's what this product markets to right now. Okay, we keep talking about the masses. Well, crypto is slowly but surely evolving into the masses and like assimilating into the masses, right? But we have a huge crypto community right now all over the world, multi-billion-dollar community, soon to be multi-trillion-dollar community before most of the masses have even gotten involved, right? What percentage of the masses, David, are even own crypto right now? Do you think it's like 2%? I'm talking about worldwide. You think it's 2% maybe?
Well, I know it's
If
around
that.
20% in the United States, but I think it's going to be a lot bigger here than the world as a whole. But I think it's probably more than that, Mark, honestly, but probably less than 10%. It's my guess.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's small. And here we are on the
Yeah.
ground floor of what's going to actually make cryptocurrencies usable, make them a currency. We're making crypto a currency again, making it possible. Okay, let me see here. I'm looking in the chat.
You know, Mark, listen to this. As of 2021, we estimated global crypto ownership rates at an average of 3.9% with over 300 million crypto users worldwide. There
Okay.
you go. That was in 2021.
Okay, so we know it's risen since then. Derek Bouchard, I hope I said that right. It says, with the early investor discount on minting soft notes for one TET token, will there be a limit? Not right now. There's no limit right now, Derek. So, and here's what's kind of neat. I want you guys to kind of have a vision for this. Let's say I'm minting. And it looks like Edward's starting to screen share. I don't know if that was on purpose, but let's say I'm minting a soft note. And I'm an entrepreneur and I want to just become my own Bitcoin exchange. Here's what's really awesome. I could mint and provide liquidity to soft notes. Then I could go out and I can find people that just want to invest in Bitcoin. And there's a lot of those people out there. It's not really hard to find Bitcoin investors. You introduce them to the soft note concept. They're going to flip out. They're going to love it. And you can sell them the Bitcoin on the soft note. So they invest in Bitcoin, buying the soft note. They have that soft note value. Let's say it's $100 in value in Bitcoin. And from that day forward, here's what's really neat. You just got reimbursed the Bitcoin that you put into that. So the liquidity that you provide just came back to you. And now you've got a soft note in circulation forever that can earn you 40% of 1% every time a retailer accepts it. To me, that's incredible. And there's going to be some entrepreneurs out there that just go crazy with that. They're just going to go nuts. Hey, Oliver, how you doing, buddy? So it's going to go nuts. And it's just going to, I think that's what's going to really just get it going. People are going to be like, man, I got to get this out into my community. And people that have never invested in Bitcoin before are going to invest in Bitcoin because of the soft note. I really believe that. I think that's going to enable people, because how hard is it to take a soft note, this digital image, and just buy the Bitcoin? You know, you don't have to go to the exchange. You don't have to go to Coinbase, and, you know, you don't have to KYC. You talk about decentralization and anonymity. That is just the essence of it, right? Keep catching the vision of this, folks, because it's going to get better and better. And there's going to be people that come out that find uses for soft notes that we never even dreamed of. Okay. Let's see here. I'm looking into the bot and I can sell the soft note. Let's see. Finally got the soft note. Okay. Anybody have any other questions? Anything at all? You want to come out and talk? Questions? Anything at all?
Hey,
This
Mark,
could be a really short call. Hey, Kevin.
This is Kevin. Finally, I got the right thing going. Got the soft bot added, so got that squared away.
Okay.
I do have a question about minting soft notes. Can you mint individual soft notes of any denomination?
No, because what happens is right now, and as we roll it out, because we can't mint soft notes yet, right? But as soon as we can mint them, it's going to be a minimum of 100 soft note bills. So every time you mint soft notes right now, initially it's one Tectum token mints 100 soft note bills, which is insane, right? Again, we're going to make it incredibly cheap and easy for people to mint soft note bills. Then just remember, once you mint a soft note bill, of course, it's worthless until you provide liquidity to that soft note bill. And that's when you'll provide liquidity to it, and then you can get it out in circulation. If you want to sell the Bitcoin to somebody who wants to invest in Bitcoin, you can. Just make sure they understand that what the soft note can be used for. You know, that the purpose of it is to make Bitcoin a currency again, to eliminate the problems that Bitcoin has as, you know, to become a currency.
So the question would be if you're using it in a retail arena and you have $100 US equivalent of a soft node in Bitcoin, say,
Yep.
just for discussion purposes.
Right.
And you want to buy something at some sort of retailer that is willing to do this, and the item costs $49.99. So how would they do change? Meaning you got $100 soft note in equivalent of US, and the item only costs $49.99. How do you get the $50.01 return back like change in essence?
Yeah, excellent question. There's two ways, the way I understand it. Number one, if they want to give it back to them in fiat, they can. So if they say, well, thank you for the 49, you know, by purchasing the $49, here's $51 in fiat back to you, right? And then they keep your soft note. If they wanted to, they could do that, which would be acceptable, right, to anybody. Or they use the green stripped soft note bills, which can be broken down. I mean, how far down does it go in denomination, Trevor, the green stripped soft note bills?
I'm not actually sure. There's a chart. We've got a chart somewhere.
It goes
But
way down.
Yeah, but basically it's fractioned right down to like 401 Bitcoin, so that you'll always have a divisible amount of change back. So you'll get the equivalent back in change. You know, the retailer will have X amount of soft notes in his till or in his wallet, and then it's just a case of handing the right amount back. The system will automatically do that. And then there is going to be a feature on it as well where, you know, if you had a 1 Bitcoin soft node, it can be broken down into many different denominals too.
Yeah, you can actually break it down and you get a one-time shot at this. So whenever you mint 100 bills, one of those bills is going to be an entire Bitcoin on one soft note bill. And you can actually take that particular soft note bill and you can break it down into, I don't know how many bills. I don't even know what the limitations are. I haven't heard that. So
I think if I can add a little bit to it, I think 1 Bitcoin can be divided into 100 million units. So I think that's how you break down those uneven, odd change equivalent, you know?
Yeah, I've never heard that. I don't know. I can't say that emphatically, but all I can say is you can break it down into the denominations that you want to, which means you can actually produce more bills. And it's a one-time, you can do that once. And if you want to do it again and like break it down further, you have to pay more Tectum tokens to do that. That's the way it's going to be set up.
So it seems to me to be practical is if the retailer was able to mint a soft note of some not variable amount, but a particular amount that would be, you know, $50.01 worth of change, but it's in whatever the equivalent Bitcoin is. If he did that at that moment and issued the soft note back to you, then it's one soft note. It's worth a certain amount. It's not some standard denomination like we have $1 bills, $5 bills, $20 bills. It'd be more flexible to do whatever the amount of Bitcoin is necessary for the transaction or the change. Why can't the bot be flexible to do any denomination, so to speak, or any value as opposed to fixed? Because that kind of limits things, it seems to me.
Yeah, initially. But the green bills are supposed to be all held into one wallet, making it easier for the retailer to spit back change, if that makes sense. Because remember, this has to happen quick. We don't want them all going back and saying, hold on a second, I'll be back in a few minutes and I'll give you back this, you know, soft note in whatever, you know, current or whatever denomination I want to mint it. We need this to be, we want our transactions to happen very easily and very quickly for the customer, you know, for the person using it. But peer to peer, you're right, Kevin, you could do that. I mean, you can, it's like this, okay? If you mint 100 bills, you can break those other bills into other denominations ahead of time. So you could have them ready if you wanted to. You could prepare it. You could provide liquidity to as many bills as you want to at whatever denomination you want to ahead of time. It's just that when you mint them initially, there's 100 bills and there's 25 denominations within those 100 bills. But then you can take those bills and break them down as you see fit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, one of the variables is that Bitcoin, the value of Bitcoin to US dollars is always changing.
Right.
So the value of that soft note in terms of comparing to the fiat of what you're paying for, you
Right.
think you start the transaction 5 minutes later, it could be different.
Right.
Or, whatever Bitcoin is fluctuating.
Mhm.
There'll be arbitrage to help with the settlement of that.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
So there's going to be a period of time that will allow the merchant to fix whatever that amount is, so they're guaranteed to get that exact amount. So maybe like about a 10-minute period of time
I see.
to offset,
But
just in case it
also,
happens.
but also be aware of the fact that everybody knows that ahead of time too. Like everybody kind of realizes that when they invest in Bitcoin or they spend it or use it or anything, they already know that the price fluctuates. So that's kind of like common knowledge. It's not going to surprise them or anything. They're going to be like, okay, they understand it. And I would think that Binance would set the standard, is what Alex was talking to me, as far as what the price would be at the time of transaction. And that's what you'll be able to utilize when you're making that transaction.
And
But we're going to make sure on settlement, though, that the merchant gets the amount that they're charging.
Right.
yeah, well, it's really up to the merchant. I mean, the merchant can have a live, everybody's got a mobile phone. It's not hard to Google the current price. There could be a live exchange onto the fiat that they're using, but we also are not sure how the merchant is going to use this down the line. They could actually stabilize their currency by just completely going onto a Bitcoin standard, which means putting all their goods and services in denominals of Bitcoin. And then all of a sudden, it doesn't matter what the price of dollars is in relative terms to the Bitcoin. It's a case of, well, I know that the jam that I get from the merchant is, 4 zeros, 5, always going to be. Saying
No,
is
you're cutting
there
out, Trevor, a
can
little
be a
bit.
stabilizing effect.
Breaking
You're
up a little
breaking
bit,
up
buddy.
there.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I think what Trevor's saying is that the merchant will be able to have the choice as to how they want to receive that payment. It's my belief that most merchants aren't going to want to take these kinds of risks, or are going to want to have it in their native currency in the amount that they're charging. So we are setting up through arbitrage a way to make that happen seamlessly. Just FYI.
Someone asked, Samuel Smith said, hey, has the referral program stopped? Nope, it hasn't stopped. It won't stop until we hit the exchange, which isn't going to happen for, I mean, we were talking earlier, end of July. I think it's going to take longer. And I also think it's going to depend on the market too, because we're not going to launch on an exchange in a flat market or a bearish market. It just doesn't make sense to you or us. I mean, it'd be foolish for us to say, yeah, let's just launch on an exchange right while the market's tanking. We're not going to do that, but that's a whole nother topic. So, but the bottom line is, no, the referral program hasn't stopped. Why do you ask, Samuel? You're still getting 10%. It's like this, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1% every time you or your people refer TET tokens. So that's still in place.
And we'll have the ISO agency after that. So referrals will continue. If you refer any merchants to us that sign up, there'll be a referral program for that as well.
He says he can't see the link for referral. Are you in your back office, Samuel? On laptop. Okay. So if you're in your back office, are you clicking on the left-hand side that says partners? It's on the left-hand side. You'll see where it says partners. And then when you click on the partners, it'll take you to the next page that shows you the actual, it says your referral link, and then you can copy that. Okay, it looks like he found it. Okay, you're good. Anybody else have any questions at all?
Mark, as a merchant myself, I have a retail establishment.
Mhm.
If I were to take Bitcoin, is there a way that it could be done like they do Apple Pay? Or because right now, all the young people that I deal with, this is ideally for that group of people, I'm thinking, is that they just come in and open up their phone, hit the Apple Pay,
Yeah.
and walk out the door with their transaction.
Yeah, that's kind of the way I can see it happening when we have the mobile app. You know, the mobile app should be able to communicate with your wallet, and it should be able to make the transactions very similar in a very similar way.
Okay, that's been my biggest question for of that and what you just covered with it
Sure.
being a merchant myself. Yeah.
Yeah, and David, do you have anything to add to that? Because David is the point of sale master. He's the expert. Do you have anything to add to that, David?
Well, I was letting you answer. I was going to correct you if you say anything wrong, but the answer to that question is yes. Just the way you can use Google Pay, Apple Pay, any of those kinds of third-party payment systems. This same kind of seamless way it integrates will be a way that we will operate as well. So there'll be several ways that we'll be integrating with the point of sale and the gateway. So the answer to your question is yes. It'll work like Apple Pay for you.
Yeah, we're going to make it as easy and user-friendly, of course, as possible. So great question, Mary. Excellent.
Yep.
Anybody
I'm
else?
thinking from a merchant point of view.
Yeah, of course. And
Exactly.
you're thinking right. I mean, hey, that's the reality. That's when it happens. That's where the magic happens.
How is the development of the app going, by the way? Because I know we're making the Telegram bot first,
Yeah.
but is the app currently in development itself?
I don't know how to say whether it's currently in development. I don't know how to say
Mark,
that.
Mark. the Softnote bot is the app. It's the back end of the app. So
right, but he was talking about the mobile app though.
Yeah, for iOS, Android, is that face being developed right now, or are we just primarily working on the back end before we move over to those?
That's what I'm talking about. We're finishing the Softnote is the mobile app, is the back end of the mobile app. So once that's completed, then we have front end developers that that will be working on the front end side of that. But what you're seeing is under the hood to begin with. So we are the Softnote is part of the app development.
Okay.
And that's how Alex explained that to me. Yep.
Good to know. Excellent question.
Absolutely.
Anybody else?
Hey, Mark, I was going to share that picture that I was trying to show earlier. 1 second.
Okay, go for it.
Go into my photos. So this right here, this actually is on the national debt clock. If anybody's ever seen it, the crypto used to be 9,742 to 1 in dollars. It's now only 20.97, which basically is about 464 times more crypto out there compared to the dollar than it was 9 years ago.
Wow,
So
that's awesome.
We're closing in on that 1-to-1 ratio exponentially over time. So this whole project is about to become extremely legit in the next 1 to 2 years, where pretty much the world will be on base with this.
Wow, it's good to know. That's interesting stuff. Very interesting. Anybody else?
I have another question. Can I ask you another question?
Of course.
Have you heard of I think it's a stable coin or token called Trillon, TRILLON or TRIL?
Yes.
In the crypto world.
Yeah, I've heard.
Is that it appears to me like that's kind of a competitor that is meant to be used in the merchant retail side.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a serious competitor of any comparison to Tectum?
I don't really know how to answer that because I'm not an expert on that. And I know that they're supposedly developing that. That's coming from a company called Paraiba. And I stayed away from that company because I personally didn't feel like it was more than, and I could be wrong, but I just didn't feel like it was more than just a Ponzi scheme, like a glorified Ponzi scheme, but I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying that that's the feeling I got. Now, ironically, that's the feeling I got from Bitcoin. So, you know, whenever I first found out about Bitcoin, that's what I thought it was. So I don't know. I really don't know how to answer that question as to whether or not they would be considered a competitor. I know they're going to have their own coin, and the purpose of it, I believe, okay, so I don't know how to say what I know about it, because there's things I know, but I don't even know if I'm right. I mean, but I get a sense that they're just trying to become another currency. I don't think that, I mean, they're not, keep in mind that Tectum doesn't compete with Bitcoin. It doesn't compete with other projects. Like, that's not what we're here to do. We're here to actually create soft notes to turn these other projects into currencies so that they can actually exist. I mean, I think we're saving the industry. I mean, Ethereum especially, think about Ethereum with all their gas fees, and, you know, there's going to be these Ethereum enthusiasts that are going to be like, yeah, Ethereum soft notes. It's like these, it seems like each one of these crypto projects have these, for lack of a better word, cult following, right? Like, they just really have these followings of people that are like, Cardano's the best, you know, and they're all just like all out Cardano, or they're XRP's the best, and we think XRP is going to take over the world and all that stuff. So we don't get into that. We just make those projects better by turning them into an actual currency, because the blockchain, if you're on the blockchain and you're using the blockchain, which is a wonderful invention, you're always going to pay fees, and eventually you're always going to have processing issues. The bigger the network gets, the more congested it gets, and it's just that way. Now, if there's someone else that's invented something that's not that way and I'm not aware of it, fine. You know, I don't consider myself the foremost crypto expert. I'm just telling you the way I understand it. And Trevor and Dave, if you want to cut in, you can. But I just think that I really believe that just from what I understand about that other project, that it's not, I don't see it as a competitor, because it doesn't seem like that's what they were trying to do, but maybe I'm wrong.
Now that you brought it up, what is the time frame as to when we would bring Ethereum on board like we did Bitcoin and USDT?
Yeah, I don't have a time frame for you. Sorry. I wish I could tell you, but I just don't have that. But I know it's in the process. That's all I can tell you.
Ethereum's, it's a difficult one because they keep changing their constitution. Their node, their source for their code, they keep changing it. Every time they change that, you have to change our approach to it. So it's a difficult one. Ethereum's is getting to be a difficult one. It's not impossible, but then we're kind of deciding, do we need to go down that route as much? With Tron, we've we've got the Tron node up and running, and it's got cheaper fees onto USDT anyway. You know, so but yeah, that Alex would be sort of the main man to ask that question.
Anybody else have anything? Going once? Going twice? You guys gonna let me out of here? 39 minutes along. That's probably the quickest AMA we've done. All right, guys. Really glad you guys came, and start playing with that Softnote bot. And what I want you guys to do, because we haven't put out an official list yet, but go to the Telegram and find out soon, once you download that Softnote bot, how you can actually get some Bitcoin soft notes and maybe even some USDT soft notes sent to you, and start using them and getting familiar with the bot, and we'll go from here, guys. That's what we're doing. You guys are all part of our team. So great having you guys on. Anything else you want to add, Trevor or Dave?
No. I think we covered some good stuff here, and look forward to seeing everybody on next week's call.
Yep. We'll see you guys on the next one. By the way, excuse me, there will be a Tuesday sales training. It's for people that want to build the business, people that want to actually take advantage of this tight window that we have. Excuse me. For referring people to Tectum. So we are going to have another call tomorrow for that. Make sure that you tune in same time, and looking forward to seeing you guys. We'll see y'all later. Have a great night.
Take care, everybody.
All right, thanks everyone.